What is up, everyone, and welcome back to Love, Money, Rock, and Roll. In the previous video, we wrapped up Kagome's route. It was phenomenal. I loved it. Great time. But now it's time to jump into Himitsu's route. So, of course, load game. We're just going to jump ahead to this first choice that actually matters, which is, of course, whether you intervene when Kagome's getting picked on in the school. And last time I intervened, but now, because I'm not going down Kagome's route, that means we just push everyone else away. It's time to not intervene and see what happens. Thinking rationally, this was none of my business. I didn't know the full story, didn't know the background. Sure, 4 people ganging up on one girl wasn't cool, but my intervention might just make matters worse. Well, for you, it definitely will. Fine, you're probably right. And that was that. I gritted my teeth, turned away, took several steps towards the school gate. Well, are you coming? Himitsu was still watching the scuffle.
Yeah, sorry.
Still, that's not right. I was sitting near the shoe cubbies watching other students pass by.
We should tell the teachers.
And what are they gonna do? Well, what? I couldn't shake off one thought. The thought that I had done the wrong thing. Oh, you absolutely did. But, you know, it is what it is. What if you were in her place, and if everyone just kept walking past with their eyes lowered? Himitsu looked embarrassed.
But I have you.
What if I weren't nearby at the time? I ignored her and continued my fiery diatribe. Let's say I got sick, or I slept in, or I don't know. What if I... And at that moment, Iwamura appeared from around the corner. Himitsu looked at me quizzically, but turning, also froze in surprise. Iwamura rapidly changed out of her shoes and walked past me, paying no attention to anyone or anything.
See, I told you everything was going to be alright.
Yeah, because, you know, she looked to be in a great mood. I didn't recall her saying that. That's what you call alright? I muttered under my breath.
I'll see you at lunch.
Yeah, sure. I answered absentmindedly, still lost in thought, before heading off to class. Alright. And with that, we're back to everything we've seen before. So now I'll skip ahead till we get to some choices that actually, you know, matter somewhat. So until then. Alright, so now we're back to the choice of going for a stroll or joining Himitsu for lunch. Obviously, the first time around, I went for a stroll, found Kagome at the rooftop. Now, as much as I don't want to, it's time to join Himitsu for lunch. Maybe we did agree, and I simply had forgotten. I had no interest in listening to Kyosuke's chatter, nor in chewing on the stale rolls from the cafeteria. Well, do what you like. I have an arrangement with Himitsu. Oh, whoops, wrong person. I saw Kyosuke pop up, and I just thought I was talking. Well, you do what you like, but I have an arrangement with Himitsu. Okay. He drew out the words cryptically. All the classrooms in our school looked the same to me. Not just because they were, in fact, identical, but also because I didn't know a single person in them. But others knew me, so no one was surprised. What the hell? What the fuck is this song? Golden Autumn? Damn, we hadn't heard this one at all in the last time. There's no way we heard this song before. But oh, it goes. Oh boy, it goes. Oh, I'm vibing. Dun, 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 dun. Anyway, but others knew me, so no one was surprised when a senior walked into a junior's classroom. Hey, I seem to remember that we planned to meet for lunch. Just in case.
We didn't exactly.
Himitsu seemed slightly caught off guard initially, but she quickly continued with a smile.
But I guess we did, shall we?
Now the song goes. The song goes. We walked outside and sat down on a schoolyard bench. Himitsu took out 2 bento boxes and said with a straight face, "Choose." I guess I'll take the red one. But they're the same.
No, they aren't. See, one is wrapped in blue and the other in red.
I was sure that the difference ended there. Alright then, give me the blue one. Himitsu made me lunch every day, although for whatever reason she shied from admitting it. She just always happened to have an extra bento on her, as if by accident. The way a guy would end up with an extra show ticket for a girl he liked.
Here.
Not really, though. She would often tell me in advance that she was bringing a bento. But at times like this, she still surprised me. I love her face. They gave Himitsu just the cutest face. I love it. Like, she's one of those characters that, like, just looking at her makes me smile. And then when she isn't happy, I feel like shit. Alright? It just... Looking at her all, like, slightly embarrassed, blushing a little bit. Like, she's just such a sweetheart. It honestly makes me able to look past, like, her whole, obsession with Nikolai. Like, it's just, look at her. She's too cute. So let's see what we've got here today. I unwrapped the box and opened it. Rice, tomatoes, tamagoyaki, and... Oh my, what have we here? A meat patty. Wow. Oh, bro. I'm sure you can see it, but let me just drop this real quick so we can see it better. Look at the little heart on her rice. Himitsu, you're a fucking sweetheart. God damn it, I love her. And of course, the mandatory grass. The whole thing was drowned in salad leaves. What's the occasion? I picked up the patty with my chopsticks and held it to my face, as if trying to ascertain its authenticity.
Well, you didn't like the breakfast.
No, but wait a second. Didn't you prepare this before breakfast?
Of course not.
She laughed.
I just decided to switch things up a bit.
I really shouldn't have been complaining about her cooking. Especially considering that she did it all free of charge, selflessly, no strings attached, and without expecting anything in return, not even a thank you. My conscience was like a lump in my throat. I'm like, a lump of throat. Preventing me from taking a bite, so I said, "Thank you, it's very good, and I'm sorry about this morning." I couldn't come up with a reasonable excuse, even if I tried, so it was better to just apologize and leave it there.
It's okay, I'm used to it.
Himitsu laughed again, but now I felt even worse. I put my head down and focused on eating.
I still feel bad for that girl.
She sighed. Huh? What girl? Himitsu looked at me gravely.
This morning, at the gate.
Oh, right. Preoccupied with my meal, I drifted off for a moment.
Have you talked to her since?
No, I didn't really have anything to talk about. I noticed the reproach in Himitsu's eyes and continued. No, really, what was I supposed to do? Walk up to her and say, "I'm sorry I didn't help you"? What's done is done.
You're probably right.
Himitsu grew visibly sad. Please don't start. You yourself said we shouldn't get involved. Last thing I needed was for Himitsu to start blaming me now. I already knew what I did was wrong.
I know, but on the other hand, I feel for her. It's tough holding things in for so long.
But what else can we do? Yes, it's an unpleasant situation, no question. But what now? Start breaking their faces?
Hiko-kun, you're made of stone.
Stone? Have you tried the rolls from the cafeteria? They're made of stone. Or how about the bread from my kitchen cupboard? It's so hard, not even the mice would touch it. Me? I'm not made of stone. I'm just a realist. The way this came out sounded almost like some Politburo speech. But Himitsu did not share my enthusiasm.
I just think it would have been the right thing to do.
Then why do you chastise him when he does it? Huh? Why is this a damned if I do, damned if I don't situation? If he does step in, it's like,
No, Nico, don't do it. Why would you do that?
but then when he doesn't, it's like,
Why didn't you do that, huh? Like, what are you, some kind of asshole? Like,
what's wrong, huh? Pick one. Like, yeah, he is just kind of an asshole in general, but like, come on. Pick a side, Himitsu. Somehow, Himitsu reminded me of a Soviet pioneer scout. How so? She doesn't really remind me of any of the pioneer scouts. The comparison made me burst out in laughter. I choked and rice went flying everywhere. Now look what you've done. God, I love her smile. She took out a handkerchief and wiped off the grains of rice stuck to my face. Wait, stop. What are people going to think? I was generally much more relaxed about this kind of thing than the Japanese, but doting on me in public like that was perhaps crossing the line. I wondered why it didn't embarrass her. Because she wants you.
what should they think?
Himitsu seemed genuinely perplexed. Nothing at all. I looked around in an exaggerated fashion to show we weren't alone.
Don't worry about it.
She smiled and started packing away the now empty boxes. Sometimes I just didn't get her. I got back to the classroom just a couple of minutes before the bell. Kyosuke was sitting at my desk talking to another classmate. Hey there, Romeo. How was lunch? It was fine. I replied concisely, but for some reason still looked away. Alright. Back to skipping. Until then. Alright, so now we're at a big, major change. There are a couple choices. I made some different choices here and there, but they were only like a couple lines of difference, so I didn't keep them in. But now we either go to the roof, or we go to Himitsu. Obviously last time I went to the roof, but this time I'm afraid I must go to Himitsu. As much as I'd love to just keep replaying Kagome's route. Honestly, I would. Who, if not her? Okay, wait. What's the context of everything going on? He tells Michael to fuck off. Last thing I need are questions. Right, because he was talking about Catherine, right? Yeah. And he just kind of like gets out of the room. Yeah. So, yeah, go to Himitsu. Who, if not her? Who else could I rely on? I hesitated a while in front of the door. Of course, everyone in there knew me. But that's probably the reason why they also drew completely incorrect conclusions. Himitsu was sitting in her place, reading a magazine of some kind. Hi.
Nika-kun.
Sorry about yesterday,
It's okay. You're alright, aren't you?
seemed to still be kicking. I demonstratively felt myself all over. Himitsu gave me a questioning look. I dropped by because, it's boring in our class. Kyosuke still tells his stories about manga and anime. Nothing interesting besides that.
I'm glad you're here.
And how are you doing? There's absolutely nothing to talk about. Seen Catherine already? But that didn't mean I should have chosen the worst possible topic. Yeah, he's like, damn, dude, what an icebreaker. But Himitsu replied calmly.
Just briefly, in a hallway.
Ah, I see. How is she?
Don't you know?
Me? How would I know if she doesn't talk to me? I mean, she does, but not about that. Himitsu's expression grew sad. I can't make sense of her. It's like she's conducting some goddamn psychological experiment on me. She wants to be the next Jung or something. I guess I was speaking much louder than would be appropriate. It distracted Himitsu's classmates and they grew silent, staring at me. But by that point I was too fired up and didn't realize how stupid I looked. What are you looking at? We have performances like this every day in my class. What, do I not look like a clown to you? Do I? Some guy, one on the sturdier side, took a couple steps toward me and tried to reach out his hand. Senpai, don't touch me, I said quietly, casting a cold look at him.
Nika-kun.
Himitsu uttered, pain audible in her voice. What? I shouted. Oof. And at that moment I felt inexpressibly disgusted, revolted by my behavior. Ashamed in front of these students, Himitsu, Michael, and myself. What have I turned into? Was it about the note, the calls, the threats? No, it was about me. I quickly left the class, eyes cast down. My feet carried me all the way on their own. Carried me away all on their own. And then we reached the school wing. We're going to run into Ellie. Alright. And we're back to shit we've seen. Back to skipping. Whee! Never mind. He has more dialogue. I tried skipping ahead. It just keeps jumping a couple lines. Like, nope. New stuff. Nope. He's still talking. Nope. Still new stuff. It won't let me skip further. I only stopped after I reached the school's old wing. But you can't run from yourself. Of course, most of all I wanted to run home, close the doors, unplug the phone, crawl under a blanket and lay there for a week or so. Until the shame was gone. Until everyone had forgotten what I'd done. But that's not how it worked. The planet really did keep spinning no matter what I thought of it. And another weird thing, it didn't revolve around me. Michael might have resented me, some of Himitsu's classmates clearly thought I was an idiot, but all that would be forgotten by tomorrow. And I'd keep working myself up, convinced that absolutely everyone in the whole world was only occupied with thoughts about me. I would be hiding, remembering the stupid things I did, burning with shame over and over again. No, enough. I resolutely headed back to class. I'll start by apologizing to Michael. Oh, so he doesn't even go into the music room. Okay. I was passing by Himitsu's class when I heard a familiar voice coming from inside. It was Catherine. Oh, I see. And now we're back to the Catherine Himitsu argument. Okay. So that's it for new content. Let's go. Alright, once again, not too far ahead. We're presented with the choice of go to Himitsu or look for answers. We're going to go to Himitsu. I don't care about looking for answers. Who cares what Ichinose said about Akira on the waterfront? Himitsu. You guys just want to see what the backlog does say? Yeah. I had to find out what all that was about, right? The notes, the call? Nope. Wasn't I too frequent a visitor in her class today? The guys were grinning at me as they left the class, the girls casting meaningful looks. Yeah, can't even visit my childhood friend without gossip starting up. But then Himitsu herself appeared. Noticing me, she grew flustered for a moment, probably because of the fit I'd thrown earlier. But the usual smile almost immediately lit up her face. Ah, hell yeah.
Nika-kun.
Hey, let's go home together?
Sure.
Hell yeah. Himitsu was merrily striding along the sidewalk, enjoying the warm autumn day. Meanwhile, I was gathering my thoughts, trying to decide on how to begin this difficult conversation. Have you talked to Katya already? We can't postpone death just by taking a deep breath.
You've asked already. We've just seen each other briefly in the hallway.
She flashed a cute smile and turned to me. It seemed like her hair was ablaze with the bright rays of the sun. I grew embarrassed and looked away. I want to say I don't want you to think I was eavesdropping on purpose, just turn out this way. Anyway, I heard you talking today.
What do you mean talking?
Her expression didn't change. Could it really be that she didn't understand? With Catherine. I heard you argue. I wanted to add about me, but stopped short.
Ah, you mean that. We weren't arguing at all. Just haven't seen each other in a while. I'm so glad Kata-chan has returned.
Himitsu, you're scaring me. Wait, is Himitsu the Lena of this game? She's the one that just kind of seems like the sweet little girl, but then, like, she's actually fucking psycho. Because, like, right now, she's being called out on her shit. Like, no, I heard you. You were arguing. She's like, no, we hadn't seen each other in a while, so we were just having a very heated discussion. Like, Himitsu, don't bullshit me. Himitsu, like, I know Nigali's not the sharpest tool in the box, but come on. Don't play me for the dumbass. What? I even stopped in my tracks and stared dumbly at Himitsu. But I heard with my own ears. So you're telling me that wasn't an argument? A fight?
Of course not. You just imagined it.
Don't you fucking gaslight me, Himitsu. Don't you fucking dare. Himitsu, you son of a bitch. You're not gonna fool me with that cute face. I'm not just gonna forget about it. Don't you gaslight me. I know what I saw. I know what was there. Don't you...
Oh, you're just hearing things. You're just seeing things. Everything's great, Nika-kun.
No, and not everything's great. It's okay for things to be not great. Talk to me. We're going to have a dialogue. Or was she so sure no one was eavesdropping on them? After all, it's impossible to lie so blatantly, looking the other person in the eyes. Don't tell me she's got, like, you know, some kind of multiple personality disorder going on. At least Himitsu certainly couldn't. Well, all right. I had to agree. I couldn't accuse her of lying, could I? I sure can. Then what were you talking about?
Nothing in particular, really. You know, girl talk.
That's nice. I didn't think you had anything in common. Anger flashed across Himitsu's face, and she didn't even try to hide it.
Why not? We hadn't seen each other for a long time. What if I missed her too? I mean, we were friends.
She clarified, realizing she got carried away. Well, at least one of us is happy about her return. I smiled as genuinely as I could. Himitsu blushed and immediately changed the topic.
And how was your day?
Normal, I guess. Dropped by this ramen shop in the morning. You know, the one at the railroad.
Nika-kun.
She pouted. What now?
You're eating nasty things again.
Listen, if a man wants to eat some ass, you can't stop him, alright? It's not nasty. Your words make the owner cry so much he'd oversalt the ramen.
Fine, but you can't eat it all the time.
The fuck I can't. I don't. You could say I'm on a king's diet. Thanks to you, of course. You're still a gaslighting liar, but I do love that face.
Of course.
She pinched my side. Hey, that hurt. I didn't even notice when the conversation changed to a normal course, and the two of us once again became almost like siblings. Don't say siblings. Don't say siblings. Like, I know y'all are definitely not siblings, but don't say we have a relationship like siblings. Because I've seen the CGs. I know y'all end up fucking, alright? Don't. You stop that. That's how it's supposed to be, right? No. Despite Catherine, no matter what. Alright, you had it coming. Oh, I love this dude. I grabbed Himitsu, threw her over my shoulder, and ran down the street past dumbfounded people.
Nika-kun, let me down! Ah! What are you doing?
But I didn't give a damn about anything. The uptight Japanese, decency, the tiredness that I surprisingly wasn't feeling, Himitsu's fruitless attempts to break free. It looks like he's getting ready to fucking smack her ass. Like, I know he's like pumping his arms as he's running, but like just the poses in now, it looks like he. At first, I thought he just like threw her over her shoulder and he was just fucking wailing on her.
Nika-kun.
She said quieter now as she stopped struggling. I stopped and let her down to the ground and be like, "What? No, I didn't do anything. No, you didn't see anything. How's it feel to be gaslit?"
Come on.
Himitsu grabbed the lapels of my jacket and pressed herself to me.
Now my head is spinning.
Yeah, overdid it, I guess. But it was fun, right?
You wouldn't do this with Kari-chan.
She said, her head still cast down. Oh, I see what she's getting at. She's like, "You only do this because you don't think of me like that, huh?" Yeah. And you're right. That is, of course, she's heavier. I tried to laugh it off with a stupid joke. Well, let's go home. My attempted joke ended in imminent failure. The remaining way to the house, we only exchanged a couple of meaningless phrases. Over the past few days, we've been drifting further and further away, and this moment of closeness ended up being just a memory. Well, here we are.
I guess I'll make dinner?
Himitsu looked like she was asking a store manager, facing down the start of her shift. Nah, no need. I've got things to do today. Gotta go to the bank. I immediately lied to escape any unnecessary questions, although it didn't look like Himitsu was interested.
Alright, see you tomorrow then.
She smiled almost genuinely. I didn't respond, only watched her to the doors of her house. What the actual hell? I was overwhelmed by my own thoughts. To get at least some kind of distraction, I was shooting pixel monsters on the TV screen, didn't even notice as evening came. I was starving, and all my thoughts were focused on food. I wish I could have another bowl of that ramen. Hot, freshly made with delightfully tasty noodles, flavorful broth, pieces of meat, half an egg, herbs and spices. Sir, stop describing it. You're making me hungry. Fuck. Who could possibly resist that? Yeah, no, it'd be nice, wouldn't it? I rushed to the hallway and already put my boots on when the silence that enveloped the house was broken by the telephone. I wasn't going to answer. It had to be Himitsu. Her upset face appeared before my eyes. No, at least today she was going to let me be alone. I reluctantly picked up. Hello. After a long silence, a familiar voice sounded on the other end.
Nikolai, Ichinose speaking.
Father's old friend sounded agitated. I immediately remembered yesterday's conversation.
Nikolai, I'm calling about our conversation yesterday.
I'm listening.
I'm calling to say you shouldn't look for Akira.
Shouldn't? Why?
You didn't.
He stopped short. No, to be honest, I didn't really have the time.
Good, then. I've got news that he died.
Wow! Okay. Died. Happy children's voices came in from the street. The last rays of the autumn sun were pleasantly warm, and I was sweating bullets of cold sweat. Ichinose-san, this isn't related to my father, is it? To his work?
No, not at all.
His voice was calming.
They say it was a heart attack. He wasn't a young man.
After a short silence, he added,
We all face it one day.
I'm very sorry.
Forget it. You didn't know him.
But still, if he was your friend, father's friend.
Well, I'm sorry that I can't help you anymore either.
What do you mean?
With your father's work, Akira was my only guess.
Don't mention it. You've already done everything you could.
If only I could do more.
The standard Japanese exchange of pleasantries had already started to tire me out. Anyway, Ichinose-san, if you remember something, I'd be happy to hear any information.
Of course. Good night.
He had to be lying, right? But why would you lie about a man's death if he didn't die? What if I were to rush out looking for him and end up finding this Akira? In that case, the lie would have the opposite effect. No, it's probably just a dead end. If I wanted to unravel this whole situation, I'd have to try another approach from the beginning. Interesting.